Now on CoastTV News.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. We're taking a live look into the beach today. We're easing those restrictions and we are also having an update on the Wallops Island launch. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Grace Eckerly. And this morning we have new news coming out in Ocean City. They're allowing surfing again with a leash and bodyboarding and wading, but only knee deep. According to Delaware Seashore State Park, all surf fishing drive-ons are now open again. This includes both Delaware Seashore and Fenwick Island State Park. However, Navy Crossing Drive-On at Cape Henlopen State Park is still closed. And happening today, it is Women's Equality Day in Delaware. The picture you see here is from Delaware's first major suffrage parade with 400 women marching through downtown Wilmington. According to the National Parks Service, despite these efforts, Delaware's legislature voted against ratifying the 19th Amendment in 1920. It wasn't until March 6, 1923, that Delaware officially added its support, and August 26th in 2023 became known as Women's Equality Day in Delaware. And if you're up late tonight, look up. Rockets are set to launch from Wallops Island between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. Now, NASA's Tomex rocket launch attempt last night was scrubbed due to cloud coverage. But fingers crossed tonight, viewers as far up as Pennsylvania can step outside tonight to try and get a glimpse of those colorful trails left by those rockets. And I'll ask Chris if he thinks that we'll have the right conditions for a rocket launch. Let's take a live look now into Rehoboth. Looks like we have pretty good conditions now. It's clear skies and beautiful on the beach. Let's hope that that stays.
Well, it's a gorgeous day out there, Grace, and I'll tell you what, we're expecting partly cloudy skies down there through Wallops Island tonight, so we'll see if we get a little window there for those rocket launches later on this evening. But temperature-wise, we're running about 5 to 10 degrees cooler than when we were at this time yesterday. Bright blue skies on Delmarva this morning, 74 in Milford, dew point 55, so it is very comfortable out there. We're holding at 73 in Georgetown, 75 in Milton, 74 Long Neck to 71 in Lewis. We have clear skies at the moment. See a disturbance to our south that's passing off the coast. We have a weak trough back off to the west and high pressure building in. So your dog walking forecast through the afternoon, plenty of sunshine. See a few clouds roll in through the evening time frame, but other than that, just a picture perfect day here on Delmarva with temperatures rising to around 80 degrees. And tonight we're going to fall right back into the 50s, and we could be seeing potentially the upper 40s in some parts of Delmarva as we get into Thursday morning. And we're going to continue this beautiful stretch of weather really through the week as we see those temperatures stay below average. So a little taste of autumn as we go into the middle part of the week. Not a bad way to end the month of August. Grace, we'll talk about that Labor Day weekend forecast coming up.
And new this morning in Delaware, it just launched its Blue Envelope program. The new effort will help drivers with autism and other disabilities feel more confident and safe during traffic stops. The envelope holds a license, registration, and insurance, plus communication tips for both drivers and officers. It also has space for medical info and emergency contacts, and there's no ID or paperwork needed to get one. It's free and available to anyone who wants it. For more details on this story, visit coasttv.com and search Blue Envelope. And this morning, a Georgetown teenager is facing several charges after an arrest made over the weekend. According to police, the 17-year-old who lives on Lawson Road is a suspect responsible for burglarizing and damaging 22 cars and other vehicles in 2 separate parts of town. Police included that they were breaking into windows to get into the cars. And Governor Matt Meyer just signed 11 new bills that claim to improve public health in Delaware. The big one, Pre-Authorization Act, which is meant to cut down on insurance delays so patients can get care faster. Other new laws target prescription costs, boost mental health services, and protect healthcare workers. And after deploying and arming National Guard troops in the nation's capital, President Donald Trump is threatening to do the same in other cities like Chicago and Baltimore. NBC's Alice Barr shows us why it's drawing so much criticism.
This morning, new signs President Trump's expanding crackdown on crime could mean a growing National Guard presence in more big cities, already armed on the streets of Washington, D.C., with Chicago potentially next in line.
We may or may not. We may just go in and do it, which is probably what we should do. Chicago desperately needs help.
The president signing an executive order tasking his defense secretary with creating specialized National Guard units to be trained and ready to help with domestic law enforcement. Chicago's mayor pointing to a 30% drop in murders, robberies, and shootings from last year, though the city is still averaging more than one killing a day, with 3 homicides and 27 people shot just this weekend.
Our communities need more federal resources for public safety. There's no question about that. But unsolicited, unwarranted military takeover is not needed.
The Illinois governor calling the potential takeover
a dangerous power grab,
and referring to President Trump as a wannabe dictator, the president pushing back.
A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator. I don't like a dictator. I'm not a dictator. I'm a man with great common sense.
All as President Trump signed 2 more crime-related executive orders, one threatening to revoke federal funding from states that offer cashless bail, arguing that lets offenders commit more crimes. The second aimed at turning the burning of American flags from a First Amendment-protected act into a crime for inciting a riot. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And a park coming to Dover that is drawing some mixed reactions from neighbors. What's causing that controversy and what those residents had to say is up next. But first, in the past few days, both screwworm and rabies have been detected in Maryland. How to keep yourself and your family safe. That's after the break. A rare case of New World screwworm is confirmed in Maryland. It came from a patient who recently traveled to El Salvador, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. No information has been released about the patient's condition. The parasite, which was basically eliminated from the U.S. roughly half a century ago, doesn't pose a significant threat to the general population, but it can pose problems for some animals and food. And take a look at your screen. This area right now is where a rabid bat was found yesterday. Wacomico County Health Department now advising all residents to be aware of their surroundings and avoid contact with all wild or stray animals. And some tips to keep you and your loved ones safe: keep pets confined, teach children to leave unfamiliar animals alone, and keep your garbage can lids securely closed.
It is a picture-perfect late Tuesday in August here on Delmarva. Bright blue skies in Cambridge, a temperature of 73 degrees, light winds out of the northeast at 5 miles an hour. Mostly sunny skies this afternoon, highs right around 80 degrees. And you can get your forecast anytime by dialing that First Alert weather phone sponsored by Broxton and Dallas Federico. We have a great forecast ahead. I'll bring it to you right after the break. Well, it doesn't get much better than this in late August on Delmarva. Bright blue skies, comfortable humidity levels. We're at 74 right now in Ocean View. A little onshore wind there from the northeast at about 4 miles an hour. Temperature-wise, we're at 73 Millsboro, 76 Seaford. We're at 73 Bridgeville and 73 in Rehoboth Beach. See that wind flow out of the northeast, generally light winds anywhere between about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Those dew points very nice in the low to mid 50s. This time yesterday we had dew points in the 70s, and we're going to stay very dry and comfortable over the next 3 days. A little spike in mugginess there on Friday, but nothing too bad. But we are going to stay rather comfortable as we head into the Labor Day weekend. We're clear for dry. You see a weak disturbance to the south there associated with that cold front that passed through yesterday, but really high pressure is going to be our friend here over the next few days as that settles in virtually right over us over the next few days. Precipitation chances hard to come by here over the next 7. Could see an isolated shower Friday. Other than that, looking pretty dry here. In fact, we've been pretty cool too for this month. All these blue days notate below average days. We had that one warm stretch there from the 12th through the 17th, but we squeezed out an 88-degree temperature ahead of that front yesterday, but we have been rather cool, and we're going to end the month below average as we round out August and enter the month of September. But, you know, we still could get pretty hot days in September. 80 for the inland and eastern shore today. We're at 77 at the coast. Plenty of clear skies through the afternoon. We'll see partly cloudy skies through the overnight, but another cool, crisp night falling into the low to mid 50s away from the coast. And we'll see plenty of sunshine into our Wednesday with highs in the upper 70s. And then as we go into Thursday morning, that looks like the chilliest morning because some of our far western parts of the county as well as the eastern shore could fall into the upper 40s to lower 50s, and then we're looking at temperatures right around 80 degrees into Thursday ahead of a cold front that will bring another reinforcing shot of cooler air into the weekend. There's that high virtually settling over us through the next 3 days. Chickatee 79 for your Wednesday, pair of 80s Thursday through Friday as we make our way up to Ocean City. 75 into Wednesday, low risk of rip currents as we go into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so that is certainly good news. And then as we make our way up to Lewis, 78 into Wednesday, 80 on Thursday, 78 in Rehoboth on your Thursday. So there's that weak front coming through on Friday. Could bring a brief isolated shower or storm. Not all that much moisture associated with that front, but we're looking at plenty of clear skies and dry conditions as we kick off Labor Day weekend. 80 degrees this afternoon. We're down to 57 overnight under mainly clear skies, and then 78 for our Wednesday as we continue those below average temperatures. 80 into Thursday. There's that brief shower chance into Friday, but right now the Labor Day weekend looking really nice, kicking it off with 76 on Saturday, and right now Labor Day itself looking at high around 77 degrees. Grace.
Thanks, Chris. And a potential pop-up park that may come to Dover is drawing some mixed reactions from neighbors. We heard from people in Dover of that area. They've got a number of safety issues and concerns, while others say that the city needs more spaces for children.
My opinion is we don't need playground equipment at either park. There's enough parks locally that people can utilize.
Well, the development is going young again. It was young when we first moved in, and then it aged out. And we are getting a lot more kids, and I think we need it because the kids need someplace to go.
Dover officials say alternative sites such as Mayfair Park are also under consideration. The survey on the park will remain open until August 30th. Responses will help the city decide on those next steps.
Hey Coast Life fans, we have a great show coming for you today at 4 o'clock. You're not going to want to miss it. We're chatting a new trend in boyfriends, why the black cat is on the rise and the golden retriever may be fading a little bit. Plus, we're going to have a great debate, and I'm sure everybody will have an opinion on this one. The best movie soundtracks of all time. Leah and I getting into a little bit of a tussle on that. And it's more back to school coverage. We know the kids are getting ready to go back. You won't want to miss the discussions we have for you.
The president of the Delaware Botanic Gardens at Pepper Creek said the board of directors have approved a new strategic plan. The gardens in Dagsboro have welcomed over 40,000 visitors since its opening in 2019, and their focus of this plan is to increase attendance through first-class experiences, brand awareness, and financial sustainability. They say they are now able to enjoy over 37 acres of nature in Dagsboro. And stay tuned for CoastTV News. We'll be back after the break. More than 38 million Americans have type 2 diabetes, and the CDC says that number is only expected to grow. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither shows us how AI might be the future of diabetic care.
When it comes to type 2 diabetes, full management of the disease can be a struggle.
It's very important to get the blood sugar under control to reduce the patient's risk of developing long-term complications.
Dr. Kevin Pantalone with Cleveland Clinic says many of his patients want to know how they can get off of the medications used to help them manage blood sugar. That's why he and a team of researchers are studying how artificial intelligence may be able to help through an app from Twin Health on a patient's smartphone smartphone. He says the technology uses a person's data from biosensors, including their physical activity and continuous glucose monitor, and is able to learn a patient's predicted glucose responses to various meals, then provides personalized recommendations.
In real time, it will tell the patients based on their predicted response what they should consume for the meal, how many grams of carbohydrate, as well as the order in which the foods are consumed.
After 12 months of research, Pandalone says 71% of patients who took part in the study were able to get an average blood glucose level, known as A1C, of 6.5% without any glucose-lowering medications, except metformin, a common and relatively low-cost diabetes drug. That compared to the less than 3% of the group of participants who tried to achieve the same results with only standard diabetes care from their doctor in that time.
When you give patients the tools and the technology to succeed, patients can do very well.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
An absolutely gorgeous Tuesday on Delmarva. Laurel checking in at 74 degrees. We're on our way to highs right around 80 degrees under mostly sunny skies. I'll have a look at your 10-day forecast right after the break. Well, as we push towards Labor Day, we're 9 days away from the NFL opener right here on CoastTV, and you see 66 days away from Halloween. As we take a look at the 10-day forecast, cool, crisp nights will be the theme over the next 3 to 4 nights. And then we see an isolated chance of showers Friday, but we're looking pretty dry and sunny and comfortable right through the holiday weekend.
And thank you for joining us here on Coast TV News Midday. For more local news and weather, download our Coast TV News app. Don't forget to join us back here at 5, and have a great day, Delmarva.